All right, recording. All right, breaking news in the Latter-day Saints podcast. Today, I'd like to welcome a very special guest. He's got a larger-than-life personality, gregarious, he's outspoken. When I drafted him in my biannual Survivor draft, I referred to him as that kind of Kool-Aid man looking guy, because I didn't know their names yet, after his first episode. And, at times I think he even puts old Ron Burgundy to shame. So I'd like to welcome Rick Devens.
Hey, how you doing?
Great.
I feel like I need to give an "oh yeah" after.
Yeah. I don't even know what it was about that first episode. I don't know if it was the way you talked or like walked into to people's conversations. I'm like, yeah, that guy's kind of like the Kool-Aid man. So I loved it. You were like such a great personality. One of my favorites of the last, dozen seasons or so.
Hey, I'll take that any day, Brandon. That sounds good to me.
So here's my co-host, Brendan. We got one of our producer sort of people on also who's going to add some stuff to this. So he's listening along. So Rick, the first thing that I really need to get off my chest, it's kind of like an elephant in this Zoom room. It needs to be addressed. It's kind of aggressive. It's sexual. It's violent. I need to know, how long is this beard going to keep going?
This beard has been growing pandemic many days, and it'll probably continue to go. My wife was asking the same question. I told her probably through the winter, and then when winter's over, we can talk about it.
You're starting to look.
Like you're going for that like Tim Allen Santa Claus type look.
Or I was thinking Robin Williams Jumanji.
Either way, it sounds like you guys are just giving me lots of options to roll with the beard.
I really think that'd be a really good Halloween costume tomorrow. Get like that kind of grass skirt thing that he was wearing. And, I think
now that I know how to weave palm fronds, yeah, we'll just put the whole thing together. No, for 13 years I was a news anchor and couldn't grow a beard. I wasn't allowed, so I told everyone all along, like, as soon as I can grow a beard, I'm growing a Duck Dynasty style beard.
Fantastic.
And apparently no one believed me.
So speaking of which, we saw on Facebook that, you left the station. What's going on now?
Well, I left the station after, again, 13 years because I would have had to renew my contract, and that would have been a 2-year commitment, and I wasn't ready to do that. So I started taking time off. I was planning on getting back into news, but then I just was really enjoying the time with my family and realized like how bad the news hours were for the family. Like I didn't realize how much I had been missing. And then the pandemic struck, and my wife's got a great job, so someone had to stay home. Like it wasn't even an option to not keep your kids home from school. All virtual down here. So I was already at home, and it's been great just kind of hanging out with them.
That's awesome. I don't think all dads can say that, and that's really cool that you do. I have a lot of dad friends that even the ones I know that aren't working full time are super frustrated and not really enjoying their lot in life. So it's really awesome that you do, and you're kind of leaning into it and being super dad out there.
Well, there are certainly times that I'm not enjoying it, but it's like Survivor. Big picture, I'm having a lot of fun. There's just a lot of pain along the way.
Oh, yeah. So how old are your kiddos?
I got a 6-year-old son, and I've got a 3-year-old daughter, Jack and Juliet.
That's beautiful. I have a almost 4-year-old girl and a 1.5-year-old girl, so I'm a girl dad.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, and you're like same spacing, just a few years behind us.
Yeah, we're fortunate though, man. We didn't start school yet. So like Izzy was in like 2 days a week of like preschool, but it wasn't that big of an adjustment for us. We were just like, you'll just stay home.
Yeah.
We got lucky. So May 19th came and went, right? There's a lot of hoopla around this house nationwide. Rick, what were you doing on National Rick Devens Day?
I enjoyed this Rick Devens Day more than the first one. The first one, I was literally in jury duty all day, just sitting around. I didn't even know why I was going to that meeting that night. My news people sent it and acted like I was covering the story. And then they invited me up and were like, it's Rick Devens Day. And it was like, this would have been good to know in the morning. It's like 6 p.m. I've already wasted Rick Devens Day. So this year, I think we ordered some food in. We had a good time.
That's pretty awesome. So post-Survivor, you've got a lot of kind of more time on your hand. Who are you still keeping in touch with? Who's like your buddies from the show?
I'm lucky to have, like, I had such an awesome cast. I keep in touch with almost everybody in like a here and there sort of way. And then I'm especially close with Gavin. Gavin and his wife and my wife we were all gonna go on we had a Greece vacation booked that was canceled because of the pandemic.
So I like to think of that as you guys were going to dress up as the characters from Greece and go on vacation together, but I'm thinking you meant the country.
Yeah, it depends on if we could get our hands on Grease Lightning.
No, Gavin needs to wear a yellow shirt.
Yeah, that's true. His shirt's perfect for summer loving. So, but then Underwood, I'm real close with Chris Underwood. Julie is one of our great friends. Her and her husband Mark. Aurora, I've seen several times in Orlando since the show has ended. So it's been, of course, David, my buddy David Wright, and I stay in touch. Although he's busy writing the Star Trek show for CBS All Access. But it's been great.
Well, speaking of David Wright, we actually have a special guest on today. He's more than just a producer.
Hey! What's up, brother?
What's going on, man? I got the shirt.
Oh, Devens! What is up, buddy? How are you?
Good, how you doing? Good to see you again.
This is exciting.
Hey, surprises.
Just hiding in the shadows.
I'm a big fan, so I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, I loved you on Millennials vs. Gen X.
Who's Dean Wagner?
Oh, you know, it's so funny. No one will probably find this interesting, but when you go in like the hotel, like sequester and stuff, and you do all the, events that someone could possibly come up to you, they give you an alias, and it's like, mine's Dean Wagner. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Rick, what was yours?
Mine was Rudy something. I forget what his last, Devers or something like that, but I was Rudy.
I can see that. You look like a Rudy.
Yeah. And then we all have our initials on like our torches and bags and stuff too, but everyone had 2 letters except me. I had 3 letters, RDV, because the great Reem Daly had RD all locked up.
What a character she is, man.
So we don't really hear a lot from Sequester, not to get like too into Survivor, but Brandon and I like to geek out a little bit. What was the favorite thing you did on your Sequester?
Oh, I mean, I'm talking like casting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's separate beast. I've never.
Pre-screening and before you get out there, and when you're stuck in a hotel for 2 weeks, right? Did you have to do that?
Yeah. It's first time you have to do that, and now second time Rick won't have to. But no.
I won't have to do anything next time.
Sorry, my dog is like moving my plant around.
No,
go ahead. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Dave.
No, that was it. Yeah, I've never actually played Sequester. I don't even know what that's like.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a nightmare.
Oh God. Okay. Well, no thanks.
It's fun if you can't pregame, but man, the pregame with War Dog, David, as you can imagine, was a nightmare.
Yeah, I can imagine.
A game for no money, and he called me about 60 times in a week, and all he did was lie to me. It was all just lies.
Doesn't he know he's digging himself a hole if he plays again with you? Just doing that? I guess he probably already was in a hole, but.
And I'm so stupid. You see me. I'm like, you'll work with me this time? Okay. Hope I find something.
You guys had the best friendship, I think, on that season, and probably you guys and Dom and Wendell are probably my favorite friendships here in the last decade.
I felt really lucky to meet Rick first day because we got along like instantly, and it's like that's all you want is like at least one person that you can trust and like powwow with about the game, and I found that in Rick. It was awesome. So yeah, I really lucky that he was there. I would have gone bonkers without him.
And it was great for me. Not only did I get great guidance from David, including putting the idea of fake idols in my head, but there's a lot of dead time on that island. So having someone to talk about just anything with is great. And like Manu would have been rough.
Yeah, we would like meet for cocktails each night after the events of the day, and just like, what are we doing? What's going on? But it keeps you sane.
Yeah, so I finally put out an application, or I'm in the process of. I made a video finally, but that is definitely like my biggest fear is like what to do with the boredom. Like I can't sit still at baseline. I'm like always doing things. Like that's going to be a huge departure from my norm if that ever happens. Like I can't even imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what you think, Rick. I mean, yeah, there is boredom, but at the same time, like, especially the first time, I think, you're just like taking it all in, and it's like, oh wow, so this is how that works, and there's enough going on, and also the game, of course, where yeah, there's boredom, but like, there's enough to think about.
And also, like David saying, like all the boring things are exciting because you haven't done it before. It's like getting water is the most exciting thing. Cutting something with a machete, Yeah. You're a doctor, so you'll probably be bandaging people up a lot that first day because you just don't think about the little things when you're digging in.
Yeah,
the thing too, like we had the misfortune of going to the first number of tribals, and every through 3 days you're like, okay, maybe I'm going home tonight. So that like kind of fights the boredom a bit. Have you actually handed in your audition tape?
I haven't yet. I've made 3/4 of it. My wife does a little bit of kind of video editing, so she's reluctantly putting it together. She's never watched an episode.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if she quite gets it, but she's supportive. I asked her for my birthday gift 2 weeks ago. I'm like, just make me a video.
Yeah, we just need the show to come back on. I don't know when that's going to happen. It's really up in the air.
Yeah, I gotta imagine it's gonna depend largely on what we see this winter, and obviously we're still in the midst of another wave of this here. It's been really fun at work, but
oh yeah.
yeah, the best part that we're seeing is kind of the death rates and everything are on the decline, and it's probably mutating in a way that's more spreadable but less virulent. So hopefully maybe by the fall next year, something like that, that'd be great.
Wow, so if that's the case, that means they still have to like produce the season, and then it doesn't show up till 2022. I mean, that's crazy.
Delay, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Forrest talks about changing locations too.
Yeah. The problem is
it's such an international crew though too, and they're all over the world with all different rules. It's like the Power Rangers all coming together, and then it's like customs is like, whoa, no, you can't have the leg, like, and the arm is stuck in South Africa.
Especially the main body of the United States probably isn't allowed in many places.
Right. Jeff won't be allowed.
You have to mention, like, all the infrastructure in Fiji is just set up. It's just like everybody flies in, it's all there. And if they were to move the location, they'd have to set that all up again, which is obviously that's how they used to do it, but it's really not so cost effective. But yeah, we'll see. I hope it comes back soon.
Yeah, I wonder if the other countries are still filming, because I thought Australia filmed over there as well. So I wonder if they're just maybe.
Yeah, Australia's doing great as far as production. I think a lot of U.S. production is actually doing stuff there. So yeah, that would actually be. I mean, they already shoot the show.
They're filming in Australia, I think, aren't they? I think
although. Yeah.
I think Australia's filming their latest season like in country. They just went to the Outbackers. I don't know where they went, but
right, yeah.
I ate lunch there.
It's like if we went and did it at Yellowstone, which would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Or like in the Rockies.
Yeah, just don't freeze us out. I was cold next to David Wright at night in Fiji. I don't want to be out there in the Rockies. I eat somebody.
So David, has this impacted any of your work at all?
Well, it's funny. Like, it just synced up that the week of the lockdown in March was the first week back at work for Star Trek Lower Decks. So instead of going into a room, we just did this on Zoom the entire season, and it actually worked out really well. I mean, I'm sure you have like a virtual whiteboard on here, so it's just like being in the writer's room, and in a way, maybe even more convenient. But it worked out okay. At first, there were problems with recording and stuff, but we were able to get like equipment to the actors, and it turned out pretty well considering. I mean, the work translated pretty well, for the lockdown.
That's awesome. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, no, really, we feel really fortunate. So, and that's very true of animation. But yeah, I mean, we are going to see live action stuff, and some of it is going back up, but it's just slowly kind of trickling out, I think.
Right.
Yeah, because I thought like This Is Us, didn't they just film with masks and stuff. And
Wow. Yeah, I don't know specifically about that show if they have, but yeah, that's great.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I read that. I haven't watched that show since the first season, but I read that they filmed and just had, I think, their first episode back, but they all have masks on and stuff like that. They're the first show that incorporates masks into the norm. So I thought that was
Wow.
I don't want shows to incorporate masks.
Yeah.
Or
I know.
Zoom. Like there was an advertisement for some Zoom-based show, and I was like, you could not pay me.
Yeah,
It's such a Zoom-based show right now.
Yeah, we want escapism. We don't want to watch what's happening.
take me back.
It's like if you're on Survivor and they're like, here's Gilligan's Island. It's all you can watch. It's like,
Well, I mean, to your point, I think one of the rewards was like Chinese food, which comes with rice. It's like, what?
That's true. That's true. And I won that reward, and it was the best reward I had all season, honestly. It was so good.
So I've always wondered this and never got a chance to ask anyone who's been on Survivor. What is the food actually like?
Go ahead, Rick. What do you think?
It's like the food from rewards or the food.
The food from rewards, yeah.
The Chinese I liked a lot. It was pretty good. But like it's pretty nasty the way you're all digging in. The other reward I went to, which was the War Dog Mud Bath, it's like you get there and the food is already out. And then you go and do the whole mud bath and do it again for cameras. So by the time you get to the food, like in regular life, I'd be like, ew. But in Survivor life, I was like, oh, this is the best. I'm so excited to be here.
So speaking of the mud bath, David, how did you feel when your best buddy in the game released those really salacious photos of him and War Dog with the mud giving each other back rubs?
Yeah, what the hell, man?
It was all strategic. I only love you.
No, that was all good.
I just saw him from behind, and I thought it was David.
Yeah, that was so similar.
Oh man, War Dog's such an interesting guy. That's great.
That's fair.
So, Rick, so like, what is your plans going forward now that let's say kids get back to school? Are you gonna try to jump back into news or?
I don't know if I'm gonna jump back into news just again because the hours. I don't know what I'll jump back into. I'll jump back into something because my wife won't let me just hang out around here if I'm not doing anything. Otherwise, I'd try that.
Are you going to go for the Tyson Apostle life and just really lean into Survivor as your job?
It's easier when you win to do that. If I had won fire making against Chris, guarantee I'd be retired.
Oh, that pissed me off so much.
Yeah.
We could do a Nature with Devens segment.
What was that, Brandon?
Nature with Devens segment.
Nature with Devens. There you go. Yeah. I'll start playing pickleball, whatever I need to do.
Yeah, he's really all about that pickleball life. I think he partnered with Gamma or something like that. So he's like, that's all he releases now is either nature or his games with Rob or playing pickleball. Did you see his Halloween costume?
Nah, what is it?
He went as Rob, but it looked like Rob if he was played by Matthew McConaughey after filming Dallas Buyers Club. If you can kind of picture that.
Yeah, I actually can. That's actually very descriptive.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
Play with words, Brendan.
Yeah. What's your guys' Halloween plans?
We're staying in, but tonight we're going to watch a scary movie. I don't know which one yet. We're not trick-or-treating or anything.
No,
Although I did buy a witch's outfit for my dog, so that's half the day right there.
So
I thought you were going to say for yourself.
No.
It's a Ravenclaw. You wouldn't understand.
Joining the Witches Club. And we got friends who have also been isolating, like that we've seen here and there that we're having a Halloween party with, so the kids can dress up and we'll just give them ridiculous amounts of candy and let them go wild.
Yeah, that's what we were going to do.
Because they're super into Halloween right now. Like, it's like the biggest thing in the world, better than Christmas.
That's what we were going to do. We had two sets of a couple friends that have the kids the same exact age of us. And we have this massive backyard that we're lucky to have. And we're going to set up tables and stuff. And then, of course, my best buddy who I work out with on Sunday popped a fever. Now is COVID positive. So now I'm on lockdown for 14 days. And
oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I feel fine, but he's.
So no wonder you wanted to know about sequestering. So it's all making sense now.
Yeah, just like last night I was so bored. I wasn't boring because it was really interesting, but I saw on Twitter Penner was doing like a scary movie genre, like a horror genre lecture for like an hour and a half. So I actually did that for an hour and a half. And he was playing clips of like all these kind of crazy films from like the 50s and stuff. And it was really cool. But yeah, I'm gonna run out of stuff to do.
I just started going hiking again. That's a lot of fun. That takes up some time.
Does Lady go with you?
Oh God, no. She doesn't have the,
Not her style.
No, she doesn't have the pause for that.
Heidi and I go on walks every day, and it's like the only thing that keeps me sane during the pandemic.
It's great though. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost meditative. Yeah.
So
but
what's
you have
more
a big
boring?
dog.
Having nothing to do on the island or having nothing to do during quarantine?
I love quarantine, to be honest. I mean, obviously it's bad for all the reasons it's bad, but like this is my jam, not having to go anywhere.
That doesn't surprise me.
Leave it to it.
Don't have to pick Cochran up, go to work.
Yeah, no.
Wait, you work with Cochran?
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
yeah. I actually saw him like a week ago. I had to pick up a green screen from him, and he had like pandemic hair too. It's nuts,
Oh my
but
God. Yeah, I can't imagine.
Why are you guys passing a green screen back and forth?
it's like doing a DVD extra for the first season of Star Trek Lower Decks.
Very
Yeah, so they want to put like something cool behind us rather than
Star Trek
this.
Lower Decks streaming on CBS All Access.
Yes, please.
Plug
It's
it.
It's a really fun. I mean, I know I'm biased because I love David Wright, and John Cochran's okay, but it's a really funny show. You guys did a really good job. We were laughing a lot.
Where is
it,
where in the mythos of Star Trek does that take place? I haven't watched it.
are you familiar with Star Trek Nemesis, the last TNG movie?
I think I've seen it. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it basically is sort of the day after that almost. You can
Okay.
think of it. Same year anyway.
Okay,
In
yeah.
terms of the Starfleet of it all. But yeah, no, and it's very, if you're a TNG fan especially, I think you'll see a lot of stuff there that you recognize.
Yeah, that was
And I'll
what,
say,
15 years ago or something?
The Nemesis?
Yeah.
God, yeah, I should know. I'm like a huge Star Trek fan. I should be able to rattle that year off the top of my head, but something like that, maybe 12 years.
Yes.
I'm
Yeah.
a Star Trek novice, and I got a kick out of the show. I bet a bunch of the jokes went over my head and be even more appreciated by Star Wars fans, but it stands on its own, which was nice.
Yeah, I'm glad. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Check it out. That's great.
And if you get CBS All Access, you get all access to every season of Survivor.
I already have it. I don't even need to buy it.
Oh, there you go.
Man,
Yeah.
this episode's sponsored by CBS All Access,
Yeah, like
where you can find NCIS.
At the beginning of the pandemic, I bought it because I had nothing else to do, so I started rewatching the Survivor seasons, which is what made me actually make my audition tape because I got to the Shane Power season, and he's put in the
secret
tribe, and he's 34, and I'm like, oh, dude, I'm 35. This sucks. So like, I'm like,
sorry, is that the season where he's like suffering from withdrawal from
Yes.
not smoking?
Yes.
Yeah.
He has his
The
fake
season where he
BlackBerry.
allegedly found cocaine.
Yeah, he smoked 3 packs of cigarettes up until the moment the show started.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's so funny. I feel like during this quarantine lockdown, a lot of people have like turned to Survivor, I guess, because they felt like they could go outside with it. Sort of. Now people are actually going outside, so it's dropped off a bit. But yeah, I got a lot of people telling me they were watching Survivor during this.
It's actually really cool. So Brandon posted something on Reddit, and he was like, I have this idea for a podcast. Let's get the community involved a lot more. And I reached out to him, and he was like, all right, here are my ideas. Let's try to get some guests involved, get to know them a little bit better, even more outside of Survivor, rather than just the same repetitive Survivor questions you always get. And it just kind of worked out, and that it was funny because we had a lot of similarities. He lives in Phoenix. I used to live in Phoenix, and I moved back about a year ago. Our birthdays are like 5 days apart. Like,
Oh wow.
a lot of
Our
strange
names are like a
similarities that
letter
just kept
apart.
lining up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's worked out well. This is actually episode 1. We recorded like the part of me and him and our third buddy on Tuesday. So this will be interesting. I think it'll be fun. And like, yeah, like you said, I'm more, instead of asking you why didn't you do X, Y, and Z at this part of the game, more just kind of getting to know you guys and what you guys have been up to since. I think it's pretty fun.
Oh no, that's awesome. So yeah, when are you gonna premiere this?
Probably next week. I have to smash everything together, and we got Eric Reichenbach's actually working on the logo for us.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I bought a few of his prints.
Yeah, Dalbadoodles, baby.
He's talented. So we've got like a logo with like some like kind of Easter eggs hidden in it for like different things that's been on Survivor. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Totally just for fun, just to fill some time.
Yeah, that's great. So are you gonna do like 10 episodes, or do you know? Or
well, right now we're going like season by season. So this one we looked at Borneo, and we put on the subreddit like, hey, what's your favorite moments, right? So we have our producer guy that mashed up the videos of everyone's favorite moments. Then we talked about kind of the 4 big moments, and we did some like cultural icon comparisons, like comparing Richard Hatch to X and Sue to
cool.
Y. So like my Richard Hatch comparison was Negan from The Walking Dead.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so like my Rudy was Ron Swanson from Parks and Rec. We kind of defend that against each other and debated a little bit on who we picked. So it's been fun. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully we get at least more viewers than just my mom.
Hey, my mom will listen too.
I'll tell my mom about this episode. She's definitely in for this one. I mean, she's a big David Wright fan.
Oh. I think Becca's mom might follow me.
I'm sure she does. She's Becca's mom is very active on social media in a way that my mother will never be.
Rick, I tried to get some insider info on you from Becca, but she wouldn't answer my DMs.
I'll thank her for that.
Yeah. I was trying to get something embarrassing. Not that you didn't do anything embarrassing already on screen, but
right. Just taking my shirt off was enough. I still will see people like actors, famous actors on like sitcoms or something, and he'll come in his underwear, and I'll think in my head like, that person is brave for doing that. Like, I don't know if I could do that as an actor. And then I'm like, what? We did that. Like, we did that for no money. What are we doing?
You get some money.
Well, no money guaranteed, I guess.
Yeah, David just had, I think, a V-neck and underwear, right?
Yeah, it's funny. So the first season I wore boxers. I thought that'd be like classy, and it's almost like wearing shorts, right? But yeah, my girlfriend suggested the briefs that I ended up wearing season 2, and yeah, people were talking about weird stuff on Reddit. I think I'm like, all right, well. Maybe we'll go back to boxers next time. If there's another.
You guys anticipate playing again?
Sorry?
You guys anticipate playing again?
Rick, I mean, come on, you're gonna play again.
I hope. I mean, if I'm invited, for sure, I'd love to play again.
I gotta imagine both of you'd be invited. David, I wonder if after playing twice, you'd be over it.
No, I'm not over it. I think it's a lot of fun, and really, it's hard to like pass up a chance at 1 in 20 chance at $1 million. Like, when do you ever get that? So yeah, no, I would love to play again, but it is like, it was harder saying yes to the second time because like, you do know how hard it is out there, and it's like, oh crap. Because before you're like, well, how bad could it be?
Right.
But then once it does make it harder to say yes.
Yeah, I kind of equate that. I used to do those polar bear jumps, right, in February.
Yeah, I saw the photo. Yeah.
So, like the first time I did that, it was fine because I just jumped in and it was cold and I got out. But like every subsequent time, I was like, fuck this. I don't want to do it ever again.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd get up to the ice and I'm like, nope. And then I would, I'd do it eventually. But yeah, so
your body is overriding your brain. It's like, you're an idiot. Stop it.
Yeah.
No, I saw your photo. There are people there to like rescue you, right? In case you.
Oh yeah, there's someone like in a wetsuit in the ice, and then there was another one like outside of it. So like it's totally safe. It's just this big square cut out in the ice, and every year we went as like different themes. So the picture I sent you was we were like old school like WWF wrestlers. So my buddy was the Undertaker, and he choke slammed me into the water, and it was like. So, yeah, that was a trip, but.
Yeah, that looks intense. I don't think I could do that.
I wouldn't recommend it either at our age anymore. This was 20. So Rick, our kids are, at least in the relative, like kind of same age demographic. How was that leaving, man? Like that's, I think the hardest part that for me to wrap my head around is like, you're gone for upwards of 5-6 weeks, right?
It's like 7 weeks pretty much that I was gone with like no contact. It's real tough. Especially my kids were right at the age where I wasn't worried about Juliet. She was so young, like she'd have no real idea what was going on. But Jack was at that perfect age where he'd know dad was gone, but not really understand what was going on. And I did not like thinking about that on the island. Like, I don't think I talked that much about my kids on the island because it's kind of, you want to put them in a box and not think about it that much, like during the day. Sure. But, now I got back and it's like they don't even remember that I was gone. They love all the Survivor stuff. Like, so it's it was worth it. What's that?
How was it watching it with them? Did they love it? Were they cheering you on?
I've only watched parts of it with them. And just like the challenges and stuff. And yeah, Jack just is like, oh man, you're the best at challenges. You never lose because he never sees the ones I lose. I'm like, you're right, dude.
But it is.
You're right. Daddy's the best.
You were like sneakily athletic on those challenges.
I think the dad bod just blinds everybody. It's like you look at the dad bod while I'm running by you. That's right. You're talking. David at the beginning of the individual portion of the game. Manu dragged us down, but then when we were able to blossom as individual competitors, weren't you like top 3 in every single immunity until you left?
It's somewhere in there, yeah. But yeah, it's I much prefer the individual challenges. It's like because you can't let anybody down but yourself, and yeah, team stuff.
No one's yelling at you.
Oh yeah, exactly. No.
Top of their lungs.
Oh man,
individual is kind of set for you because you're kind of like an endurance beast.
Yeah, David was.
Me? Oh. Yeah. As far as like which challenge?
Endurance.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I suck at like swimming. That's really my Achilles heel.
Well, I have a web toe, but only on one foot, so I'd really just swim in circles.
Oh, there you go. I bet you're pretty fast though, going around in that circle.
That's right.
That's super weird. You said one toe or one foot?
So it's 2 toes that are webbed together.
Yeah. So any recommendations of what you guys are doing during the pandemic? Shows you're watching, books you're reading, anything fun you guys are up to?
Oh God, Rick, go ahead while I think of something.
I'm excited. The Mandalorian 2 is back. It just came back.
My language.
So I'm gonna jump on that. Again, loved Star Trek Lower Decks. Lower Deck and
access.
I did not love the Big Brother season, but I watched every episode, so it gave me a lot of entertainment.
Did it eat your soul a little bit?
Top tier entertainment.
Did it eat your soul a little bit watching it?
Every season, every time I watch Big Brother, it eats my soul a little bit. But
yeah, would you play it, Rick?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like you just get to be lazy.
But for just 3 months?
Yeah, no, it would be a mental drain.
Yeah.
And I don't know if Becca would let me play it.
Yeah, that's a rough one. I
don't like second place gets 50,000. That's a big drop off.
Oh yeah, what?
First place 500,000, and they put a lot of time. I don't know. Big Brother's tough.
Yeah, no, I think.
And everyone hates you.
Oh yeah, and
like you don't leave that game unscathed.
No.
And then you can't enjoy it after you're out because it's not airing anymore.
Right. So you just have to look. You have to watch and be like trying to figure out why people hate you. Yeah, right. It's like Memento, that old movie.
Oh man,
that's actually one of my favorite thrillers of all time.
There you go. Yeah. Christopher Nolan, right?
Yeah.
That was his first big movie.
Yeah.
Anybody see Tenet?
I haven't seen Tenet yet. I haven't gone to a movie theater.
I 100% would have seen it pre-pandemic. And I'll see it as soon as I can see it streaming, but I'm not going to a theater, dude.
My girlfriend and I, there was a drive-in theater about an hour away, so we thought, oh, we'll get there like an hour before it starts. We get there, long line. We get all the way to the front, sold out, and we had to drive the hour back. It was like 3 hours to not see Tenet.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know if we'll be trying that again, but
not the twist ending you were looking for.
No.
Was that just like the only theater open an hour away, or why'd you pick that one?
Well, because it was drive-in, so you could stay in your car.
Drive-in. Sorry, I missed
yeah.
that. Yeah, that would have been great.
Yeah, so yeah, and we actually did that. We saw Palm Springs rather. Sorry, drive-in, which was great.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
The one that was on Hulu.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
The dinosaurs.
Well, the thing about that is, so we saw it at a drive-in during the day, which I guess it was like a digital screen but the sun was still up, which is fine, except for that one scene where they're like, "Oh my God, do you see that?" Which was at night, and we're like, "What are they looking at? I can't see it anymore."
That's a big thing to miss. Yeah,
I know. I pieced it together later in dialogue. I was like, "Oh, that's what it was." But yeah, anyway, great movie.
But yeah, I'd recommend that movie too for anyone who can see it.
Oh yeah.
That's not what I expected at all from it.
No.
I'm just happy the Falcons won for you, Rick.
Oh my God.
I'm a Washington football fan, so the Falcons struggles. I'm a huge Braves fan, but I don't care about the Falcons. I'm kind of sitting here laughing at their torment because the Washington football team's just as bad. We just don't do it in dramatic fashion like the Falcons.
But at least they're in the worst division in football, so they have that going for them.
Right, so bad. They're the Manu of divisions.
Washington's got the skeleton of something all right there, though, with McLaurin, and who's the running back they drafted? He looks pretty good.
Antonio Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson. Yeah, they look all right. They look like they can have something going forward.
The story of my life.
I'm a Phoenix Suns fan. Every year is our year.
Yeah, that's right. Tony Kornheiser always says you're a year away from being 2 years away in Phoenix.
That's exactly it. All right, Rick, do you want to give us like some sort of news anchor like closing segment here that we can just clip?
I can try. I always
probably rusty.
This is how it would be in the island. They'd ask, and I feel like the pressure to do it like pretty quickly. Dun 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 dun. A podcast debuts, and who's that behind the curtain? We'll find out soon enough as two long-lost lovers reunite and a Brendan and a Brandon show that they're a force to be reckoned with. All this straight ahead. I'm
awesome.
Rick Devens, and this is your Latter-day Saints podcast.
Well done.
Amazing. Wow.
You know how many of those are on the cutting room floor? They ask me to do that like every time.
Thousands.
I never said, let me do this.
No, I know. You were asked.
What was the feeling when Jeff asked you to do one?
David told me early in the game, after like one or two of our tribal councils, he was like, Rick, don't talk so much at tribal council. Like, you're just putting a target on yourself. Which, as much as like I do feel like some good things happen for my tribal, it's exactly what happened. I put a huge target on myself. But that is to answer your question, which is anytime Jeff called on me for anything, I was so excited. It's just like, yes, this is Jeff. He's paying attention to me. This is amazing.
That's awesome, man.
All right, David, and maybe one last plug for Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek Lower Decks on CBS All Access, please.
Oh, thank you guys
for everyone.
I appreciate it so much, and enjoy, David, and keep enjoying your quarantine. Rick, I hope you stay sane.
Yeah, I won't look it, but I'll try to stay it.
Right.
Thank you guys both so much.
Oh, so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, this was awesome. Thanks for the surprise, David.
Well, it's funny. I didn't even think David would answer me. I just messaged him. I'm like, hey, we have Rick coming on. I think it'd be pretty funny if you just like popped on and surprised him. And like 2 minutes later, like, yeah. I was like,
yeah, I put on the shirt.
I feel so good about myself.
I put on my best like.
It's like Rick Devens, this is your life. Like, here's your 5th grade teacher, Miss Drapo.
Oh, actually.
I think they got to The Rock in like 2001 or something. All right. We will close out. Appreciate you guys' time. Enjoy.
Thanks so much.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, take care.
All right, take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.
All right, I guess.
What's up, bud? The crew just showed up. You want to say hey?
Aw.
You know, ooh,
Hello.
Spider-Man.
You recognize my buddy David from Survivor?
Hey.
Are you kidding me? Anyway, later, guys.